The Packers are setting up for a huge draft move. What am I talking about? We're going to break that down for you guys in this video. We're also going to take a look at if the Packers don't get the guy they want at 25, or they're not able to move up just very slightly, kind of what we talked about yesterday. Then if they were to trade out of the first round, who they would be targeting. So we're going to take a brief look at that as well. So yesterday we kind of went over if the Packers were to move up. Brian Gutekunst made it pretty clear that he is not willing to go as high as like the early teens and into the tens, because you just have to give up way too much draft capital. And for him, it just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And I agree with that 100%, because that player that you would move you'd move up so far into the draft and give up so much draft capital is a quarterback, and the Packers don't need a quarterback. What a great problem to have if you're Green Bay. They have their guy for the foreseeable future, and you've got two teams in our division, the Bears and the Vikings, still searching for their quarterback, and I think the Bears are always going to be searching for that guy. Anyways, that being said, if the Packers, if they had like their wish come true, I think at 25, if somehow Cooper DeJean were to fall to them, of course, I don't see a possible way that they pass up on Cooper DeJean at 25. However, I just don't think he's going to be there. So, and if the Packers don't trade up to get him, who would they be targeting? And if that left tackle is just not there that they want, that they feel they can get an equal caliber type guy in the second round, I think they're going to just hold off and wait. So who would they take? We're going to take a look at three guys that I feel they would take. And I'm going to talk about why this would be so huge for the Packers. So let's take a look at the three guys here. It's Tyon Arnold out of Alabama, really smart corner out of the field. Not much needs to be said about Tyon Arnold other than the fact that the guy is brilliant. He's super intelligent. He's pretty methodical in what he does out on the football field. I really like him. I wouldn't be upset at all if the Packers went and drafted Tyon Arnold. He would be number 2 guy on my list. Number 3 guy on my list would be, again, out of Alabama, Kool-Aid McKinstry. The only thing that this guy has up on Tyon Arnold is he's got a cooler name. That's it. 6'1", 195 pounds. They're roughly the same size. So if the Packers, I feel the dude that they would be looking at at number 25 is Quincy Mitchell. I feel this dude out of Toledo, I feel he's the best corner in the draft. So if they were to take this guy right here, let's take a look at it again. Pretty comparable in size. All of those guys are 195. This guy's just a little bit more stout of a build. 6 foot, out of Toledo, Mid-American Conference guy. Started 40 games over the last 3 seasons. He's set a school record of 46 passes broken up, 6 picks. He's got all the honors that you can see, the accolades, all of that good stuff. Well-built, athletic cover corner who has been rising on draft boards, clocking 4.33 in the 40 at the combine. He established himself as a top prospect last year. 25 passes defended, picks, all that stuff. 4 of them coming against Northern Illinois in one game. 2 returned for touchdowns in the game. What a game that is. Then ranked second nationally in passes broken up in 23 with 18, was named a semifinalist in some awards as a national top defensive player. So here's the thing about this guy. So if you didn't watch the Senior Bowl, Mitchell, he put Roman Wilson on his seatbelt, man. Any wide receiver that he was covering at the Senior Bowl, any seniors out there during his practices were getting locked up by him. I feel he is one of the few DBs in the draft that is just a lockdown man-on-man coverage. Like, he's the best in the draft, I feel, by far, hands down. When you're talking about just one-on-one coverage, this dude locks up. I feel it would be a very good pick for the Packers. Not only that, you got the Detroit Lions picking 29. They're looking for that DB, so I would love to take a defensive back ahead of the Lions. I don't want to face Quincy Mitchell. If I'm the Packers, I don't want to go against this guy, and especially for years to come. Let's take a look at what he lifted here at the combine. So he got 20 there. I love it. I love the workout room personally. So when I see that, I get super pumped up because this dude has the strength. He's got what I see with that strength would be like a bump and run, just really tight man coverage. I think this guy would be a fantastic pick at 25 for the Packers if they're not able to land Cooper DeJean. I would welcome Mitchell to the Green Bay Packers, especially going into the division that we are going against St. Brown and all those guys out there. So Alexander and Mitchell, can you imagine on either side? I would absolutely welcome it. I would love it. I think that would be a home run hit for the Packers. Again, if they're not able to get Cooper DeJean. So if the Packers were to not get the guy and say Quincy Mitchell is available and they just don't want, to go and get him and they trade out of the first round. I feel the guy that they would be taking a look at if they were to trade out of the first round would be Peyton Wilson, linebacker out of NC State. Of course, he's been interviewed by the Packers recently. And you've got right here, it says a 4-star recruit. Wilson recorded 69 tackles, 5 tackles for loss, and 1 interception after his redshirt in 2018. The following season, the North Carolina native recorded 108 tackles, 11 and a half tackles for loss, 3.5 sacks, 2 picks. Wilson played just 2 games during the 2020 season after suffering a shoulder injury. In 2022, Wilson recorded 82 tackles, 12 and a half sacks for loss, 4.5 sacks, and 1 pick. Wilson was named the ACC Defensive Player of the Year and recorded 138 tackles, 17 and a half tackles for loss, 6 sacks, 3 interceptions, and 6 pass deflections. Peyton Wilson is that dude. If you remember at the combine, the guy is super quick. He had a very good 40 at the combine. So you pair him with Quay Walker. So he would be replacing Devondre Campbell, who they cut. What a great addition to the defense. And Jeff Hafley, I'm sure, would welcome a guy like Peyton Wilson. So again, you've got Speedster and Peyton Wilson. You got Quay Walker there. What a home run that would be. So if the Packers were to trade out of the first into the second, I think they target a guy like Peyton Wilson. They go and get that middle linebacker that they need to pair with Quay Walker. Let me know your comments. Let me know what you think. Go Pack, go.